Adrian, thank you. It is a fixture whose context provides a juddering, stark perspective like few others the Three Lions have played in the recent past. One that underlines the mere frippery of the sport we love. But it is that we focus on. 700 miles west of the Ukrainian capital, in a venue where England play for the first time. The curtain raiser at the start of another season that the Three Lions hope will culminate in long overdue glory. And England come into it in rude health, in such stark contrast to 12 months ago, where they nursed the lingering hangover of that Nations League campaign that resembled the mother of all stag weekends. And when the 22-23 campaign began with an inauspicious defeat in the San Siro, it did little to suggest the promise of the year ahead. But now, after a solid World Cup and impressive start to qualifying, the feel-good factor is back. And another international season dawns, drenched in promise, with the hope that this time, when it ends, 10 months and 200 miles from here in Berlin, it might just be historic. Ukraine in all yellow line up with Bushchan in goal, Konoplyev, Sabani, Matvienko and Mikolenko, Stepanenko and Zinchenko, Sahankov, Sudakov and Mudryk, and Yaremchuk. Pickford in goal for England, Walker, Gurhey, Maguire and Chilwell, Henderson and Rice, Saka, Bellingham and Maddison, and Kane. We're underway. The first objective is qualification, and victory here in Wrocław may well see that cemented this week. England's record in this group remains perfect, and they make it 5 out of 5 here this evening. England kick from left to right as we look at it, in their change kit of all red. An early touch for Bukayo Saka, who's fired it back, bouncing onto the chest of Mark Gurhey, who started on the left of the two centre-halves. England played Maguire and Gurhey the other way round when they started together against Malta. And Maguire has it now. And he'll control the ball with his right foot, flick it to his left-hand side for Gurhey. Jude Bellingham dropping off short, wanting the ball into feet. And England just getting an early feel of the ball. Good possession from the Three Lions in these early stages. I'm delighted to say that England's former captain Stuart Pearce is alongside me as always.
Evening, Jim. Yeah, I think we've got a great game in store for us at the moment. At this present moment, England building in a three, Walker dropping in as that third centre-half, if you like, just docked inside, enabling Chilwell to push on in advanced position. I see that will probably be the build that England will adopt.
And Chilwell has it now. Ukraine still haven't had a touch of the ball in the last 30-40 seconds now. Here is Harry Kane, England's captain, leads the country for the 60th time today, the second Bayern Munich player to play for England. First since Owen Hargreaves last did it back in 2007. Chilwell played back out to the left-hand side again for Maguire, and then across to Kyle Walker, inside the centre circle, as Stuart was saying, very much playing on the right of three centre-halves when England are in possession. Rice has it now, gets it away from the blonde-haired Mudryk, the Chelsea man. One of the players recalled into the starting lineup by Sergei Rebrov, who wasn't in charge of Ukraine the last time that they played against England back in March, but took over in June. He's had a very good start to his reign so far. Here's Chilwell, a couple of minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline. And in terms of touches of the ball, it's probably 50 or 60 to about 3 in England's favour at the moment, but not making any positive ground forward, just going from side to side in these early stages. And in possession again in the midfield with Jude Bellingham picking it up and just laying it off for Harry Maguire. Down towards Kyle Walker. Bukayo Saka on the right hand side, flicked forward into the feet of Harry Kane in his blue boots, a new boot sponsor for Kane these days. Saka winning it back, then flicked in by Henderson, diving header, got it clear only as far as Rice back for Kane. Walker now through the midfield once more to Jude Bellingham. He's in a central area, only about 15 yards inside Ukrainian territory, but everybody bar Pickford is in that half of the pitch, and Bellingham will take it on, and he threads it through for Saka, whose first touch just took taken one wider than he wanted to go, forced wider still by Matvienko. He couldn't get a cross in, and he goes out of play for a goal kick. 3 minutes gone. It's Ukraine 0, England 0 on TalkSport. It's Stuart Pearce.
Well, normally when you play a so-called away fixture, you want to quieten the opposition down a bit, and probably England have done exactly that. They've starved them of possession of the ball for 3 minutes, just passed the ball supremely well, supreme confidence. And just looking at Maddison's sort of average position for that period of time, Jim, he's playing very much inside, isn't he? He's a sort of a left-sided number 10, if you like, allowing Chilwell to get advanced and offer that width on that side.
It is an imbalanced England formation, just in terms of what they've got on one side compared to what they've got on the other. Walker back for Declan Rice, intentionally imbalanced. The ball now laid by Maddison, wearing 11, starting just his third game for his country today. Played out towards Chilwell. Good dynamic run down the inside left position came from Bellingham, who then goes out towards the touchline. Konoplia, he's danced past him, gets it inside the penalty area, chipped it in. It was half cleared by Matvienko, and then Mudryk would get it further away. Walker rescues that for England. Plays a quick 1-2 with Rice, who's 20 yards outside the penalty area. Dominance from England without a sight of goal through the opening 4.5 minutes at 0-0.
Yeah, top play there by Bellingham. Quick feet, a little shimmy, went past two, and his cross was just flicked away beyond the attacking gaze of Harry Kane. And I'm pleased to say on this left-hand side for Ukraine, Mudryk playing there with his turn of pace. He's up against our speed machine as well, Walker. So I think that suits us rather nicely.
Some breaking news incidentally. Arsenal have been knocked out of the Women's Champions League on penalties by Paris. And Adrian will bring you all of today's full times at half-time of this game, which is 5 minutes old at 0-0. England qualify this week if they win here. If Italy beat Ukraine on Tuesday, and then North Macedonia drop points in either of their 2 games that are coming up this week, they've got Italy and Malta. So England in the box seat if they can win here. Try and chip the ball down towards Bukayo Saka on the England right-hand side. It was headed away. Yaremchuk with a looping header back into the fray, and his congested own midfield. And England will be able to win it back again with Maguire. Played out to the England left-hand side for Ben Chilwell. 6 minutes gone at 0-0 here on TalkSport. Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce talking through the action in Wrocław on a very sunny, warm evening here in the southwestern Poland. Saka's been fouled, and it's a free kick which will be taken by England about a yard in from the right-hand touchline. England are showing just a little bit of concern. James Maddison leaning over Bukayo Saka to make sure that he's okay. Jordan Henderson attending to him as well. He's still not back up on his feet, just getting up now. He's going to be fine. And England will be able to take this free kick, their first set-piece opportunity of the game. 6.5 gone. 0-0. Ukraine have had a decent start themselves, having lost to England. They won 3-2 in North Macedonia, then beat Malta 1-0. Second in the group with 6 points from 3 games. Italy are third, but they have a game in hand. They've been playing in Nations League games back in June, so they didn't play any of the qualifiers. So they've got 2 games in hand on England. But England win here, they will temporarily at least be 9 points clear at the top of the group. 1 game taking place later, Italy go to North Macedonia. England have worked the free kick short, now to the left-hand side. Chilwell getting to the byline, got a low cross in, but he was easily picked up by the goalkeeper, Bushchan. Good communication between the Ukrainian backline. The goalkeeper has the ball in his hands. And for all of England's dominance in the opening 7 minutes, absolutely nothing to show for it in terms of concrete efforts on goal. Still 0-0 here on TalkSport.
Now, I think the one plus for England is they've got plenty of out passes at this moment in time. Chilwell always on available out wide because the fullbacks have got to tuck in to keep an eye on Maddison, and so many options passing and so many players that want to receive the ball are in good positions. It's causing a problem for Ukraine.
England with Harry Kane just put a little bit of pressure on Matvienko, and he chipped the ball out of play for a throw that England have taken. The 3 Lions have it at the back with Harry Maguire. Now chipped by Walker through towards Mark Gurhey. keep an eye on the playing surface here. It's been well documented that it isn't the best, and it looks like the cliche patchwork quilt already just beginning to pick up in slight areas, the bits that haven't been relayed after the boxing that was here just a fortnight ago, the Usyk Dubois fight that was held here in Wrocław at the Tarczyński Arena. Told around about 45,000, almost full. This is one of the biggest attendances they've ever had for a football match, the first that England have ever played here, although Ireland and Wales have visited in the past. And it's the fourth different Polish city in which England have played. And they're in possession here with Mark Guehi, winning a fifth cap tonight. Just rolling it down the inside left channel. Maddison doing well. Then sweeping his right foot underneath it. Saka chasing, gets to the byline and keeps it in. He pulls it back for Walker by the corner of the penalty area. Motioned across, flicked it off instead towards James Maddison. Maddison then with the outside of the boot. Rice lets it roll across his body. Chilwell plays it back into Rice's path. But while England have maintained possession here, they've gone backwards. Having now a more objective ball forward from Walker. Saka making a run, but he couldn't find a way past Mikalenko, and the ball goes into the hands of Bushchan, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, the Ukrainians look like a team that their confidence has been shaken by England's start. Whilst England have not opened them up, they've certainly dominated the ball that much and looked so supremely confident in their movement, their play, their interchange. It's certainly affected the Ukrainians, but they got a chance to counter now.
Yeah, Stepanenko winning the possession back from Maddison and trying to get Ukraine going forward quickly. Zinchenko will lay it off for Matvienko, who played at left back in the last game but playing at centre half again today, his favoured role. Mudryk with a little give and go with Mikalenko, and now Mudryk can turn, and there's an injection of pace and audible support when he picks the ball up in the midfield. Lays it off towards Sudakov, who's playing ostensibly in the number 10 role behind Yaremchuk, but he's just an extra body in the centre of midfield at the moment. Now they'll get the danger man Sihankov into possession. And this is Ukraine's first spell of possession in England territory. And it comes 10 minutes in, still 0-0. And the pitch bathed in shadow now after the very warm sunshine of earlier today. Still hardly a cloud to be seen in the sky, but conditions far from difficult for the players. It's not prohibitively hot by any stretch of the imagination. And the ball is back with Stepanenko. Play forward through the heart of the midfield. Zinchenko saw the run of Mikalenko, tried to play him in. England able to cut it out, and a throw is won on this near touchline point by Jordan Henderson. 11 minutes in, Ukraine 0, England 0. Vibrant atmosphere though here in Wrocław. Everywhere you look, the yellow and blue halved Ukrainian flags. Very passionate support for Ukraine for this fixture tonight. England in possession with Maddison. He takes it to the very cusp of the centre circle. Lays it down for the dark-haired thick-set Maguire. And then Maguire back aside his penalty area for Jordan Pickford. I think that's just about his first touch. Played out by Guehi into the feet of Bellingham, turning in the midfield but turning into trouble, and then Stepanenko thought he'd won it back, saw possession turned over immediately, and now England will be able to break with Jordan Henderson rolling it down the right-hand side, down towards the corner flag. Bukayo Saka has it now. Laid back by him to Henderson. High ball inside the penalty area, just behind Kane, who motioned as if he was going to go for an overhead, knew that he wouldn't be able to make contact. England recycle it in possession over on the left-hand touchline, but again Ukraine are going to be able to bring it away with Yaremchuk, but as soon as they get it back, they lose it. They can only really, apart from that one passage of play, have the ball for 2 or 3 seconds, and then England crowd them out of it and get it back immediately.
I think what we've done particularly well is our possession work, but I would still like to see us, when we do receive the ball between the lines, get turned and affect the opposition. I think we played a little bit too safe even in these early stages, and I know they're feeling their way into the game, and when it is switched from one side to the other like it's going to be now, Guehi can probably advance with the ball, which I'm good to see he's doing, rather than pass statically.
And he's got it now about 10 yards in Ukrainian territory, but not getting in between the lines. just gets up towards Declan Rice and then dispenses with the ball. Kane in a wider position will fire it in. Took a little nick and then an awkward bounce. It falls for Saka on the edge of the area. Left-footed effort that was well blocked by Stepanenko. And England will be able to bring it forward again. It's the first shot that England have had. It's 13 minutes in with all this possession. And then as it's played forward, it's a beautiful turn by Maddison. He was foul. Play goes on. Henderson back into the feet of Bennett. Dug frantically clear by Stepanenko in the midfield for Ukraine. Mudryk able to field it on the left-hand touchline. Wins a foul from Walker, which is the best he could have hoped for in that position. And England with some real intricate play in and around the edge of the box, just a fraction away from getting it right.
Yeah, top quality play there, and I've got to say, Stepanenko, fantastic block by him when Saka looked as though he was going to open the goal up.
It's the first of a double header for England. Now the game on Tuesday, of course, a friendly. England going to Scotland, and it's live here on TalkSport. Ali McCoist, live from Glasgow, Monday and Tuesday morning on TalkSport. Adrian Durham will host the kick-off special Monday night in Scotland with former Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam and former England right-back Danny Mills. And then the game itself, Stuart alongside me. Live coverage from Hampden Park from 7 on Tuesday night here on TalkSport. This one is 0-0. England hoping to go in to it on the back of a 100% record, or maintaining their 100% record in the group. Looking to make it a 5th straight win today. That's something they haven't done for 2 years. 5 games culminating in June 2001, the last time that they won 5 in a row. Hoping to keep a 4th successive clean sheet as well today. Chilwell coming in off the left flank. Bellingham plays it to Gerhi. Maguire on towards Walker, and then back for Harry Maguire again. And once more it's Gerhi in possession, turning on halfway, back to Maguire, literally on the centre spot when he pings one a little bit too hard and high out to Chilwell. He could control it. It wasn't the routine piece of control that it might have been, but he's still able to work it back through the midfield of Walker. Walker to Henderson, who just plays the way that he's facing. Goes back towards Maguire again. And now down towards Declan Rice. And the Arsenal man will control it and open up the right foot and lay it down towards the right back Kyle Walker. Walker to Henderson again. Now to Maguire. Maguire to Mark Gerhi. Just his second cap in the last 12 months. To Chilwell, who's winning only his second in 22 months. And now back to Pickford, who is ever present over a long spell of time now. 55th cap for Jordan Pickford today. Ball bounced awkwardly, just rose up, hit the hand of Bukayo Saka. It was accidental, and Mikolenko able to drive it forward for Ukraine, but it became nothing more than a fight ball, and Yaremchuk was crowded out in the midfield by Rice, and England will build from the back again. And it feels as though the 16 minutes that have elapsed, Stuart, have by and large been the same passage of play dozens of times without England able to make any real headway or demonstrate the potency that we all know is there, but just hasn't come to the surface so far tonight.
Yeah, I think they've just been short of probably players when they receive it with time getting turned and driving forward, and other players receiving it in decent areas and driving forward to commit a player. I think that commodity has been missing slightly within the game, but Ukraine have had to work hard, you know, and sometimes you have to put a lot of water in the dam before the dam bursts.
Lovely analogy that, as the ball is played by Gerhi down towards Saka. Controller on the right hand touchline just, I mean he's using the full width of the pitch. It's cleared away from him by Mikolenko and out for a throw. Taken back for Walker. Walker to Maguire. England have won 3 of the last 6 meetings of these two. Most recently at Wembley last season, then a big win in Rome, an excellent performance that night from England in the quarterfinals of the Euros a couple of years ago, and they also won the Donbass Arena in Donetsk, away to Ukraine in Euro 2012 with a Wayne Rooney goal. But it hasn't always been plain sailing as far as England are concerned. Ukraine have beaten them in qualifying for the 2010 World Cup when Rob Green was sent off and Nazarenko scored the only goal. Too many signs of a goal here so far today. 17 minutes gone here on TalkSport. And it remains Ukraine 0, England 0. Ball played down towards the England right-hand side for Kyle Walker. Kane just making a run between left back and centre half, but it wasn't played in. It's laid back instead towards Henderson. England been a little bit too safe in the passing so far for you?
Yeah, as I say, I think that they've received the ball between the lines on occasion and not turned, where I thought they could have done on a few occasions. I think Chilwell's got plenty of time and room on the left-hand side of the pitch. I think he could have maybe received and driven, and probably Gahey as well, just receiving it now in the centre circle. Can you drive at people and all of a sudden commit one of them to get the overload?
Well, he made his way forward that time and got to within about 15 yards of the edge of the penalty area and went square to Jude Bellingham. His ball in, looking for Harry Kane, is headed back to his goalkeeper by Matt Bienko. Safely in the hands of the goalkeeper, Gorky Bushan, who plays his club football for Dinamo. There's huge Shakhtar dominance within this Ukraine side of the players that play in the Ukrainian league. Stepanenko chesting it down, finding Sudakov in the midfield. Ilya Zubani of Bournemouth working into the centre of midfield for Zinchenko, playing in that role as a six today, as he does for his country, as opposed to the more conventional left back role that he operates in with Arsenal. Sudakov crowded out by Bukayo Saka, but cleared by Zabani. A high up and under, backpedaling is Maguire, heads it away, comfortably finding Henderson. Henderson down for Walker, and Walker slices his clearance a little, even to the extent he went up in the air, didn't go out of play for a throw, and that gave Henderson a chance to try and win it back. Sudakov has won it back. He's got options to his right-hand side, including Konoplia. His ball in, just rifled at Sudakov. It hit him. Bounces kindly for Ukraine in the midfield, and they'll bring it forward again. And towards the left-hand side this time for Mykolenko. Saka very quickly back goal side. Ukraine have the opportunity to bring it back with Matt Bienko. And England just taking a watching brief for a moment after 20 minutes of almost constant possession. Long diagonal out towards Mykolenko. Mykolenko's done well. It's turned away from Saka. Fires the ball inside the penalty area. Mudryk trying to improvise and get on the end of it after a slight England miscue. But Jordan Pickford read the situation early. Comes out, gathers cleanly. And 20 minutes in is still 0-0.
Yeah, Adrian asked me before the game about, my views on Ukraine. And probably these first 20 minutes just emphasised my point and put my mind at ease. And Ukraine are very much a confident side. Technically they're very good, always have had good technical players. If you let them come into the game, their confidence will be high. They can look a very threatening side.
Now Stepanenko playing it forward. Sudakov trying to nutmeg Bellingham, who read it well. Bellingham able to pick it up. There was coming together in the midfield that is going to earn the first yellow card of the game to the Ukrainian player. I think Maddison was the England man that was stopped from getting up. It was a poor challenge on him initially, and only now he's being helped back to his feet. And the referee stands in front of Stepanenko. When he gets back to his feet, a yellow card is brandished. No complaint actually from the Ukrainian skipper. He's the first man to have his name taken by the Bulgarian referee tonight.
Yeah, as I say, I think maybe because the ball stayed in the melee area, the referee felt obliged to brandish a yellow card. I thought it was a little bit harsh on Stepanenko. I'm just saying about the Ukrainians, I think if you do get on top of them, they can buckle and can go under reasonably easy. But England have got to get that first goal, because you've seen the reaction of the crowd every time there's a sniff of a potential attack by Ukraine. They really get excited in this stadium.
Gurhey back for Jordan Pickford, who's currently at 326 minutes and counting since last conceding a goal. So some way short of the record that he himself holds for England of 12 hours and 6 minutes that was set a couple of seasons ago. Ball in the hands of Saka as it's gone out of play for a throw. In fact, he's just rolled it back down the line for Walker. Walker told to retreat even further before restarting play. Early today, Belgium won 1-0 in Azerbaijan. Sweden lead 1-0 in Estonia. And Andorra Belarus is 0-0. And this one 0-0 as well between Ukraine and England. We're exactly midway through the first half here on TalkSport. Gurhi to his left-hand side. Chilwell able to knock the ball forward. 74-26 the possession in England's favour at the moment, but only one blocked shot to show for it. Now Zinchenko trying to get it forward, but just lacked a little bit of guile in a brisk pass that was played in towards Yaremchuk, too far ahead of him. And the move fizzles out as quickly as it was born. Out of play for a goal kick that will be taken by Jordan Pickford. We're 23 minutes in, loads of possession, very little in the way of constructive goal-mouth opportunity for England, and those that like to criticise the Three Lions for their displays might just be getting a little bit of ammunition here because of that lack of cutting edge that England have shown so far. But as you mentioned earlier, we've got to put a lot of water in the dam for it to burst. And England certainly are doing that in terms of the number of passes that they're having, wearing Ukraine out. They've stayed very regimented in this 4-4-1-1 formation that they're operating in. Zabani chesting it down and playing it forward. Now it's out towards Sahankov, who's been in really good form. 4 goals in his last 3 internationals coming into this. Gurhi stabs it away from him. Bellingham, Carwin the seconds in the midfield. Stepanenko, blue captain's armband around his left arm. Down towards the left-hand side for Mikolenko. And Sudakov becoming more heavily involved. Konoplia, the right back, inside the penalty area. It's a low ball that's fizzling in behind Yaremchuk. England will calm things down with Bellingham with a little ball back inside his own penalty area, and a little bit of juggling going on from Chilwell before he volleyed it clear. Out of play for a Ukrainian throw.
Yeah, I think if anything, the Ukrainians have said, well, you can pass it all you want, but when we get it, we're coming straight after you. And I think probably England have got to take a slight leaf out of the Ukrainian book. It's all very well keep passing it, but when you get the opportunity, get turned and drive at somebody or go and take somebody on.
Matvienko. Stepanenko. Defensive midfielder just splitting the two Ukrainian centre halves. Zabani will go wide when he does that, and has it now right over on the right-hand touchline. Just taken a little bit of time to settle in English football, Zabani, but has started every game for Bournemouth this season. Mudryk beaten in the air by Kyle Walker. Ball brought down by Sudakov. Sudakov getting away from Saka's challenge. Brings it inside the centre circle. Buzz of expectation is there again in this fervent home support. Konoplia on the overlap, playing it inside the area. And Ukraine score! And listen to what it means. England carved open. The ball was worked down the right-hand side. Konoplia getting in behind Ben Chilwell and in a position to fizz it across inside the 6-yard box, and Jordan Pickford had no defensive cover there whatsoever. England concede their first goal of the season. They've had all the possession in this game, but they find themselves 1-0 down. Zinchenko in the right place at the right time to score.
Well, the Ukrainians really are a confidence-based side, and this will do that confidence no harm at all. England have had all the possession, not really threatened the goal in any way, shape or form. And Ukraine, as the half's gone on, they've got more and more confident in their counter-attack threat, and they got big numbers in the box there, and Zinchenko slid the ball in as it was pulled across the face of the goal.
Who was it culpable at the back for England?
Well, difficult to tell. A replay would have been, I think the culpability probably lies on the fact of we got so confident and composed on it was just a possession-based game, and all of a sudden when the opposition do come after you, it catches you sort of out of balance, if you like.
Ukrainian fan in front of us, only about 6-8 feet in front of us, in raptures, head shaved, one half painted yellow, the other painted blue, half and half scarf around his neck, and he's bobbing up and down, absolutely thrilled by the scoreline. England the better team, but trailing to Zinchenko's 26th minute goal. There's been too much adversity in terms of this group over the recent past for England. They've got some work to do now. Ukraine 1, England 0. Here's Declan Rice. England winning 2-0 when the two sides last met, with a couple of goals in a 3-minute spell coming up to half-time, in a game that was not dissimilar to this in terms of the early possession that England had. Kane is able to play it forward here. An opportunity between the lines. It's laid off by Henderson when he was in a shooting position seemingly, but he looked for Madison rather than a shot to goal. And it's cleared by Ukraine and out of play for a throw that's been taken quickly.
Yeah, the captain Kane done fantastically well there. His through pass was magnificent. Henderson got it and turned all in one motion, and then just got stuck between his feet slightly. Couldn't get his shot away.
Sudakov taking it out towards the touchline, where he will try and win it back, and successfully winning it back with Bellingham. Bellingham now to Madison. Madison firing a low ball in. It's deflected in the path of Saka. A little layoff from him and fired over the bar by Jordan Henderson. And it remains 1-0 to Ukraine. That is England's first shot in anger, really, of the game, apart from the early Saka effort that was blocked. Ukraine 1, England 0 on TalkSport.
Yeah, I think maybe that goal against Jim might stoke England into being a little bit more resourceful in their cutting edge. I think they've been a little bit conservative in their passing of the ball, and Ukraine have just got their feet under the table and grew into the game from it.
First ever match between these two nations was the last ever victory that England had at the old Wembley, in which Gareth Southgate played. Actually, Sergei Rebrov played for Ukraine that day. Going back in 1999, this will be a famous win if Ukraine can hold on to the platform given to them by Zinchenko. They'll try and get Yaremchuk going down the right-hand side of the penalty area. He's lent into Gurhi. There was then a collision between the pair of them, and he's gone to ground. The free kick's actually given for a foul by Yaremchuk, which Gurhi will be in a hurry to take quickly. Played out towards Declan Rice. And half an hour having elapsed, England find themselves behind and with work to do. Only lost one of their last 6-0 qualifiers for the World Cup or the European Championships, which was a game away to the Czech Republic back in 2019. So defeats in qualifiers ultra rare. We've got an hour to make sure that another one isn't added to the list here. We're in possession with Gurhi coming forward over the halfway line. Madison has it. Madison will play down towards Saka. Starting challenge from Mikolenko on a slightly misdirected pass. Steers it away and puts it out of play for a throw that will be taken on the England right-hand side. Midway inside the Ukrainian half. Taken by Walker. Back for Harry Maguire. England trailing to Zinchenko's goal 5 minutes ago. Gurhi for Maguire. Maguire turned into the path of Jordan Henderson. Henderson then playing it back for Gurhi. Out it goes to the England left for Chilwell. Chilwell trotting forward down the left-hand touchline, having laid the ball back. Bellingham to Rice on the edge of the centre circle. Declan Rice will bring forward again and work it down towards the England right for Kyle Walker. Right-footed ball in, had a nice shape on it, not quite the elevation that was needed to find Kane. Knocked away before it got to Kane. Chilwell's got it now. Chilwell towards the edge of the box. Kane on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Just trying to dig across in. That's taken a deflection as well. Now Chilwell can deliver in towards the near post, but can't find Madison. Scrambling header away. Sliding challenge comes from Bellingham, but he's mistimed. And that was an example of the Jude Bellingham tackling that you and Adrian were talking about in the build-up to the game, the zealous nature that he has in the midfield, but he will often go to ground when making a challenge. So he looks slightly worse when he mistimes them than perhaps some other players would. He's given the free kick away there. It's 31 gone. It's Ukraine 1, England 0 on TalkSport. Yeah,
we looked through some challenges earlier on today in his early season work with Real Madrid, and the challenges that he went in for, he should have gone in for. On that occasion, the ball was not there to be won. He's had to go almost around and through the player to get anywhere near the ball.
Well, it's been an interesting start of the game in terms of the opening 32 minutes that we've seen, and you can react to this England performance with Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant taking your calls right after this game on the full-time phone-in here on TalkSport 03717 22 334. is Chilwell. Back for Declan Rice. Rice's cross, headed away by Zabani. Good distance on the header. Back it comes from Maguire. Chilwell trying to work it round the corner. Kane is in there making life difficult. Stepanenko gets it clear. He's gone down towards his own corner flag where Mikalenko will stop it going out of play for a corner. And it will be a throw that will be taken by Saka. Saka leaving it in fact for Kyle Walker. Spins the ball on the palm of his right hand. He's got 3, 4, 5 Ukrainian substitutes warming up immediately behind where he's going to be taking this throw. He's nicked a couple of yards. He's about 7 or 8 yards from the corner flag by the time he prepares to take it. Not a huge amount of movement. Henderson coming towards the ball, then Maddison, and he's ended up throwing it all the way back, 30 yards behind him for Gurhey, and he will go 20 yards behind him for Jordan Pickford, and England turning an attacking throw to their goalkeeper in the space of 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, he probably might have been better off trying to use the distance that he's got Walker just to pop a long one into the box just to mix things up slightly. But I think in a game like this, we talked about Chilwell and we're surprised that Chile's not had as many caps as he's actually got. I think this is a great game for him, and he's got a lot of room on that left-hand side, Jim, to get forward and start hurting the opposition. I think he's been a bit cautious is the word I'd use.
Now, I think they'll want a free kick near the corner of the penalty area. They haven't. Madison went to ground and sat there, hands outstretched, looking at the referee, pleadingly, but nothing was given. Play goes on. Bellingham trying to find a way through. It was an unorthodox but clean challenge from Konoplia. Zabani turning inside his own box to get away from Bellingham and then dropping his shoulder and trying to play out and nudged away from Maddison, who caught him, and he's going to get booked for that. And James Maddison becomes the first England player to have his name taken.
Yeah, I think Maddison's probably been booked, not so much for the tackle, probably for some of the gestures and that he feels as though he should have got fouls himself, and the conversations he's had in prior time with the referee.
He's had a
poor challenge though, I've got to say.
Sorry, Stu. He's had a good start to his Spurs career, thriving on the responsibility that he has there. It does seem to be a match well made. Incidentally, Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou joining Jim White and Simon Jordan this Tuesday morning. White and Jordan from 10, as always, on TalkSport, with Ange Postecoglou talking about Ange Ball and life at Spurs without Harry Kane. It's Postecoglou, White and Jordan this coming Tuesday. 10 minutes to go to half time. Not vintage from England so far. The trail 1-0. Gurhey heads the ball away, and it's out for a throw that will be taken by Ukraine. And the nominal hosts have grown as the game has gone on. Certainly buoyed by the goal that they've had. Defensive resilience that they've shown. They have only been beaten twice in the last 10 games. Defeats to England and Scotland. They had a 3-3 draw in a friendly with Germany last summer where they really impressed but blew a 3-1 lead late on. Here's Mikalenko. The left back just plays back the way that he's facing. Find Matvienko. Gets his left foot underneath it, chips it forward, but not with the height to clear Henderson. Bellingham playing it forward, Maddison coming in off the left-hand side. Couldn't get the ball out from underneath his feet, and the chance had gone as quickly as it arrived. That was better from England, more purposeful, after the high turnover of possession. Now England get a free kick on the halfway line. Should be taken over on the left-hand side. Maddison, though, getting himself in a good position after a great run, but just couldn't get his feet sorted out quickly. Yeah,
you're right what you say there. Great play as well. Bellingham played a brilliant ball back, and someone with the technical ability of Maddison should really have taken that in his stride and finished with his second touch. Got the touch so wrong. His movement was good. Once again, coming off that line, cutting inside the fullback.
Ukraine 1, England 0. Those are the thoughts of the former England captain Stuart Pearce here on TalkSport. And coming up Tuesday night on TalkSport, Scotland, England, live from Hampden. Maddison to Henderson, to Maguire, to Gurhey. Gurhey playing it forward. Straight back to him again from James Maddison on the half turn. Walker trying to drive it through a very thin eye of the needle in midfield there, and then as England lose possession, they're forced to retreat quickly, and Henderson's given a free kick away. And it's a free kick that will be taken on the halfway line. It's a 1-0 Ukraine lead. Player from each side in the book. Declan Rice, incidentally, is a yellow card away from a ban. You get a suspension if you pick up 3 yellows within the group stage, and Dex had 2 already. If he gets another one today, he'll miss October's match against Italy, which could be pivotal in the group. We'll bring you that one as well live on TalkSport. Next month, England have another doubleheader. They've got a friendly against Australia, and then a match at home to Italy to follow up on the Tuesday night. Ukraine in possession. On the edge of the centre circle, played down to Nikolenko controlling it. Back over the halfway line to Zinchenko. They're absolutely ravaging the possession in the early stages, but even their possession figures have dropped off quite markedly over the last 10 minutes or so. It hasn't quite been the response that Gareth Southgate would have wanted to see to the goal having gone in. Just joining us is Zinchenko tapping after great work from Konoplia down the right-hand side. Goal came on 26, we now play 38. Crossfield ball swung by Matvienko, the centre-half, out to Konoplia. Now Zinchenko again. His 9th goal for his country is the difference between these two sides. Back out of the Ukrainian right, Konoplia taking it on. Clever little flick from him. Chance to deliver from Sihankov down the right, and he can't because Gerhig stood his ground well and shepherded the ball over the line and out of play for a goal kick that Jordan Pickford will take 6 minutes from half time. It's Ukraine 1, England 0.
Yeah, England have just got to find a way of getting into the final third, breaking in to the opposition's penalty box. We've done it on a couple of occasions, but not regularly enough. And Maddison's got in some decent positions. Bellingham's got on the ball on occasion, but we've not seen enough of Saka getting the ball in a one-on-one situation out on this side. And I think on the other side, Chilwell probably can be a bit more adventurous, I would say.
Walker. A yard or two inside the Ukrainian half. Back towards Maguire. Maguire down towards Mark Gerhig. When you get as much possession as England have had and as few chances as they've created, I suppose inevitably there will be questions about the balance of the team, and particularly the midfield, with 2 more defensive-minded players, with that Henderson in there alongside Declan Rice. I know before the game started you thought it was the right side that had been picked, and consequently you can't change your mind now after the course of 40 minutes, but we're getting into territory where maybe England might be contemplating at what point they might bring a more attack-minded player on, a Foden or perhaps a Rashford, and move Maddison into a central area. Kane's got possession now, it's still 1-0.
Yeah, I had a feeling that Henderson wouldn't see a 90 minutes out, so we touched on pre-game. Would it be a case of Maddison coming inside?
Oh, great ball, it's Kyle Walker, and it's 1-1. Kane has found him, and Kyle Walker scores his first ever goal for England. It has taken some time in coming. Cap number 77, but a beautiful ball over the top from Harry Kane. Walker made the run, chested it down, fired it in past Bushchan, and providing he stayed onside, it's 1-1.
Well, Walker's shown the advanced members of the team exactly how it should be done. I've got to tip my hat though to what a pass from Harry Kane. Dropped deep, picked it up, played a fantastic ball, and Walker, great receiving skill, just onside I think, just watching the replay there, very tight, but his first touch was brilliant. We've had a couple of opportunities where the first touch has not been good from Maddison and Henderson, but his first touch was great, and then he delayed the finish, which actually put all the pressure back on the goalkeeper, rooted the goalie, and then scored.
Well, it looks as though it is onside. There was a big roar in the crowd when it was put up on the big screen that there is a VAR goal check. I mean, it is very tight, but the goal stands. Well, that's the England fans that you can hear, delighted and relieved. 1-1 with the most unlikely goal scorer for England getting the back on level terms. Kyle Walker, barely in double figures in his club career, his first for England at the 77th time of asking. Now Now another free kick is given as a poor challenge by Yaremchuk on Henderson in the midfield, and Yaremchuk is booked free kick to England.
Really rash late challenge there from Yaremchuk. Picks Henderson up, rattled him slightly, and that's probably a side of Walker's game that you would expect to be better, wouldn't you? The pace that he's got, the ability to run away from people and make darting runs, you would expect him to have more goals to his name, certainly at club level and international level. That to be his first goal is incredible.
Playing alongside the defender who scored more than any other defender in England history, Harry Maguire. Walker making a late run for that particular title. He's only 6 behind him now. The money's not on him to do it. Here's Maguire. They'll play it back to Margurhi. Ukraine 1, England 1 with 2 minutes to go to half time. And you would TalkSport. Here's James Maddison. Good turn from him. Finding Bellingham. Hasn't been able to quite have the influence on this game that he has in his extraordinary start of his Real Madrid career. And another challenge comes in. That one was Maddison in the midfield. He's got to be careful that the red mist doesn't descend. He's given a free kick away here for a foul on Zinchenko. He's already been booked. That wasn't a bookable offence. And the Bulgarian referee just has a little word with Maddison and play will continue. 1-1.
I think we've got to be careful, Jim. It seems as though every decision the referee makes, we're questioning it, and you can't do that. Eventually he'll get fed up with it and book you.
Sliding challenge comes in from Jude Bellingham, which took him off the pitch and almost took Sergei Rebrov out in the process. Rebrov, the former Tottenham man, had a spell at West Ham as well in the Championship. A couple of goals for the Hammers. Later from the Rugby World Cup, incidentally, Australia, and now under the auspices of former England head coach Eddie Jones. And they lead Georgia 21-3 early today. Ireland scored 12 tries as they beat Romania 82-8, having conceded the first score in that game, but made up for it after that. Good start for Ireland, who got an outstanding chance of going all the way, you would imagine, in the Rugby World Cup. 1-1 the scoreline here between Ukraine and England. Group as it stands right now, England top with 13 points from 5. Ukraine have 7 points from 4. Italy in action later will move to 6 from 3 if they win in North Macedonia. Maguire working the ball forward towards the edge of the penalty area, into the feet of Harry Kane, who's got an excellent assist to his name in this game. Setting up Kyle Walker's equalising goal. England have lost it, and now Mudryk, who's breathtakingly quick, but Jordan Pickford had enough of a head start, threatened to rifle the ball upfield, actually just flicked it into space for Kyle Walker, and England will be able to very neatly play out from the back. Into stoppage time, just 1 extra minute to be added, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, good sweeper keeper work there. Mudryk, obviously he's turned of pace, just had a head start on Walker, but the recovery by the goalkeeper, spot on.
Now, Bukayo Saka picking the ball up, taking it down towards the right-hand corner flag. Left-footed ball swept in deep towards the far post. Looping header back through the 6-yard box by Kane, but watched wide by Matvienko and out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, well played Saka on that occasion. Took Mikalenko on. He showed no confidence in dealing with Saka. I don't think didn't want to get close enough to him. And when it went out the back door, Kane kept it alive. And it was just Bellingham and Maddison just too short getting on the end of it.
So a goal kick that Busham will take, and this will be just about the last action of the first half. Put forward right-footed from the edge of the 6-yard box, out towards Konoplia, is beaten in the air. Sabani with a high up and under, and that is the last touch of the first half, in which England dominated the early possession, lost their way a little, and Zinchenko put Ukraine into the lead, only for Kyle Walker to equalise with his first international goal after a delightful through ball from Harry Kane. He took it beautifully. Half-time, England not great, but 1-1. And no changes for England, as you say, Adrian, but there is a change for Ukraine. And Nikola Matvienko hasn't reappeared. Serhii Kvitsov, who plays his club football in MLS for Inter Miami, one of Lionel Messi's teammates, and he's on at centre-half for the second half. We're underway. Ukraine in all yellow with the blue trim. England in all red and in possession straight away, having won it back from the Ukrainian kick-off. England kicking from right to left. and a misplaced pass, just a backward flick down the line from Bellingham, but he got the radar wrong, and he goes out of play for a throw that was taken quickly by Konoplia towards the edge of his own penalty area, and England's eyes collectively lit up for a moment, but Ukraine are able to smuggle it back for their goalkeeper Bushchan, who's got a back four in front of him. Konoplia, Zabani, substitute Vitsov and Mikolenko, then Stepanenko and Zinchenko, Sahankov and Mudryk wide, and Sudakov in support of Yaremchuk up front. England, Pickford in goal, Walker, Gurhey, Maguire and Chilwell, then Henderson and Rice, Saka, Bellingham, Maddison, and Harry Kane up front. Zinchenko playing the ball out to Mudryk on the Ukrainian left-hand side. Mudryk turning, making a run in front of Kyle Walker, but the ball is laid back instead for Zinchenko, and that goes down for Zabani. Zabani played over the halfway line, opportunity for Konoplia to turn, goes back for Darkhead Zabani again. They'll bring it towards the halfway line, and then just to play it forward, right foot in. He just had to make sure that he got to that. It was a ball down the channel for Yaremchuk to chase. It might have been offside when it was played. He got it away though. Rice is going to be able to bring it forward for England. You would TalkSport. We played 2 minutes of the second half. It's Ukraine 1, England 1, and alongside me the former England captain Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, as I say, just looking at the Ukrainians there and their last attack, the one thing they are impressive with, when they do turn it over, every ball is a forward pass, every run is a hard run towards England's goal, and I think we've probably just got to take a leaf out of their book to couple with the possession-based play that we've got, and do that and get more numbers in the box more aggressively.
The same can't be said for England so far. You think of the attacking riches of this front four, if you like, with Kane and Saka, Bellingham, Maddison in behind him, players who are all on top of their game at the moment, but haven't been able to bring the best out of them for whatever reason so far tonight. Here's Jordan Henderson finding Declan Rice, now goes out to the England goal scorer Walker, forward again for Henderson, right-footed ball clipped in, and a mistimed header from Bellingham did loop actually on target towards the right-hand post. He didn't get any purchase on it, and Bushchan could trot across his line, almost disdainfully pick it out and just get Ukraine going on the attack again. And the pace of Mudryk just keeping the England back line honest, recovering from Maguire, put it out of play for a throw.
Well, that was a foot race and a half, Walker and Mudryk, and unbelievably, just going past them was Maguire, who got to the ball first.
Certainly covered the ground, coming in from a central position to slide it out of play. The goal that England conceded in the first half, only the 6th they've let in the first half of the game since November 2020. So the 6th first half goal England have conceded in the thick end of 3 years. Also maintained their record, now scoring in the last 30 consecutive qualifiers. Last time they played a qualifying game where they failed to score against Slovenia back in 2016. Ball's out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the England right-hand side. Sometimes you just got to try and grind out results when the performance levels aren't there. That's been the case for England so far. No getting away from that. Here's Mark Gurhey, the edge of the centre circle. He's down towards Ben Chilwell. Chilwell faced up by Konoplia, the right back. Just try and go past him. Just uses Bellingham, who's in support. Gurhey to Rice, out for Bukayo Saka, and Saka just too heavy with the ball down the right-hand channel for Henderson, over the line, out of play for a goal kick. 4 goals second half. Ukraine 1, England 1, and so far largely more of the same.
Yeah, probably a great point in case with England there. We've worked the ball to the left-hand side. Chilwell's got his full-back one-on-one, decides not to take him on, comes out, plays safe. Switch it to the other side, and Saka's got a one-on-one situation. Decides to play a pass when he's half in 2 minds and overcooks it and plays it out of play. Good opportunities to hurt the oppositions in one area.
More live international football coming your way tomorrow. Northern Ireland in Kazakhstan, and Alex Crook and Jerry Taggart, the former Northern Ireland defender, will talk you through it. It's live on TalkSport 2, kicks off at 2, and Monday night Wales got a Latvia 7:45 kickoff, also on TalkSport 2. Both those games ahead of Scotland, England. On Tuesday night, live from Hamden, Chris Uwalimo alongside Stuart and myself. Tuesday night here, live from Hamden on TalkSport. Here in Wrocław tonight, where the sun is going down and a few pinkish hues being added to the blue sky. And it's a free kick to England, which will be taken in a largely central position, slightly left of centre, and about 13 or 14 yards outside the box. James Maddison is the player that's standing over this. Every Ukrainian player is back goal side. 3 of them in a wall, but Bushchan is still frantically trying to organise. He wants it to shuffle to its left. It's done that now. Maddison standing over it, goes square to his right, finds Walker clipping it in, Maguire around the back, but a header goes over the bar. Bushchan had it covered, ends up on the roof of the net, and it remains 1-1.
Yeah, decently worked free kick and switching point of entry, if you like, from the box. They stood it up to Maguire at the far post, and he probably should have just settled it down and just dropped it back into the penalty spot area potentially for runners coming in.
1-1 it remains. And here's Zabani under pressure after the goal kick was taken short and England's press was activated. Mudryk chasing again a ball that was played forward, and Maguire got the ball first and Mudryk has caught him late. And is he going to pick up a yellow card for that challenge? The referee has certainly put his hand down towards his pocket. He's going over and having a word with Mudryk now. Maguire being helped back to his feet. I don't think the yellow card is going to be brandished, is it? No, it's not.
No, and to be honest with you, I don't think the referee even saw a free kick there. He just saw the reaction of Harry Maguire, and when you see the replay, Mudryk just got there a little late and trod on his foot.
He's still waiting for his first goal for his country, still waiting for his first goal for Chelsea after the £89 million move from Shakhtar last January. Hasn't been able to replicate that Shakhtar form as yet since moving to Chelsea, but clearly, as a point has been made on social media this week, like so many of his compatriots, so affected by everything that is going on in the wider world and the bigger picture. Now England on the front foot again, right hand side of the box, fired inside, and the goalkeeper almost did his defenders no favours. Instead of letting the cross go, got a right hand to it, that palmed it into the 6-yard box. Konoplia will clear, and 8 minutes into the second half, England win the first corner of the day.
Yeah, as I say, hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Just going back on Mudryk, were you surprised that he played in the under-21 tournament in the summer? I was delighted that he did, you know, because I think it gives profile to the tournament itself.
The answer is no. I'll go back to that in a moment. The corner will be taken from this England left-hand side. 8 minutes gone on the second half. 1-1. Can England get their noses in front for the first time? It's a good delivery coming around the back. Miscued. High up in the 6-yard box. Maguire just didn't get a hold of it. It was a great run. Timed it to perfection. Came to his feet rather than his head. And he just couldn't make the contact that was necessary. Ukraine trying to launch a counter-attack. Walker in the right place and with so much pace able just to snuff that out before it started, but England could easily have been 2-1 up.
Yeah, they could have done well work. Great ball into the box. I've got to say, magnificent zone it arrived in, and it was Maguire who just got on the end of it and kept it alive before it was cleared. And once again, as soon as it was cleared, the counter-attack was on, the crowd come to the party, and the Ukrainians certainly attacked with purpose.
And will bring it forward. Saka getting between the lines, receiving the pass from Jude Bellingham. Maddison trying to take it on, flipped away from him. Things haven't really come off for James Maddison so far tonight. Making his 3rd start for his country, 2 of them against Ukraine. Ball played forward. Heads went up for it, Sahankov, who is another player who's come into this game in fantastic form but hasn't really been able to show so far this evening. He couldn't get it to stick, and England will bring it forward again.
I think there's been a couple of players in England's ranks, Maddison and Bellingham, that have, you know, the expectation coming into the game that these two will set us alight, but it flashes, it's fair to say.
So why is that when their club form has been so sparkling?
Well, listen, it's not an exact science, it's profession that we're involved in, I'm afraid.
Maguire. Chilwell making a long run forward, and on the stretch is all he could do to get his left foot to it. He was maybe 6 inches too far ahead of him. He's ended up coming off the toes of his boot and goes out of play for a goal kick, but a much more adventurous run from Ben Chilwell that time, more in keeping with what we see of him in a Chelsea shirt. Now, going back to the point I was making about Bellingham and Maddison, just asking the question, is it because of a more restrained and structured role that they play for England, or because that would be a criticism that's levelled? Is that an unfair criticism?
I think it's totally unfounded, personally. You know, they're in advanced positions and they're encouraged.
As Mudryk tries to bring it on here, and Maguire will deal with it.
They're encouraged to get on the ball in good positions, and they've done that on occasion, but they've just been a little bit off the pace when they've had opportunities. Potentially their control levels have let them down slightly. I think it's an easy, loose line to say they're restricted because of Gareth Southgate or because of this. I think it's a cheap shot which has got no substance to it.
So Hancock gets a cross in and will get it away for what it's worth. I absolutely agree with you. I know England fans won't necessarily agree with the pair of us, and you can have your say later. Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant taking your calls as Ukraine on the edge of the penalty area slices a shot wide to the outside of the left boot from Sudakov, and it goes out of play. But we'll have all the reaction from Iran Ronsvafa, England correspondent Faker. Others will be speaking to Gareth Southgate and the headline makers as well at the end of this game. And your views on the England performance with Jermaine Pennant and Jamie O'Hara on TalkSport at the conclusion of this game this evening, which is 1-1. We're 12 minutes into the second half. And Rice will turn it out towards Kyle Walker. Played forward by him. Saka has gone to ground, given a little shove. That's a free kick which will be taken by England on halfway. England dominating possession in the early stages of the first half, and they've done so again since the resumption, Stuart, with possession in the mid-70s since the break.
Yeah, they've done that, Jim, but that's not our concern. Our concern is why are we not breaking the opposition down, and why are we not being a little bit more aggressive with our forward passing, forward runs? That's a commodity that we need to do a touch more of.
Maddison's got it now into the feet of Kane. Foul by Kvitsov. Free kick taken quickly by Kane, trying to steer it over the head of Mudryk. The run of Saka. Henderson won the seconds and then has to field it over on the right hand side. The pass from him to Saka didn't quite come off. England's still going. Kvitsov will try and dig it clear. Saka wins that back. Henderson now turns it back for Walker. Walker on the edge of the penalty area for Bellingham. Saka just trying to get in. Gets to the bar line, pulls it back behind the two England players in there. Ukraine clear, but the flag's up anyway, and it's a free kick for an offside against Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, I mean, almost similar replica to the Ukrainian goal, but when Ukraine pulled it across the face of our goal, there was 3/4 players in there bursting the gut to get in. It was really, I'm just looking at the replay, that really, really tight, I've got to say, for offside, but there was 5 defenders there for Ukraine, only 2 strikers for England.
In the first half, possession ended up being 68-32 in England's favour, and the second half is almost identical. Here's Kane bringing it forward now towards the edge of the penalty area, finding Saka. This is better from England, tipped onto the bar. Really good stop by the goalkeeper, just a faint touch, flicking it onto the bar into safety. England will come again. It's nearly Saka's 4th goal in 2 games. Walker now to Declan Rice. Rice to his left-hand side for Chilwell. England beginning to look more purposeful, beginning to try and turn the screw here. That's the closest they've come to scoring the 3rd goal of the night. 1-1 it is at the moment. Saka near the corner of the box. Moments after coming so close to giving England the lead. Chilwell has it now. Chilwell down towards Harry Kane. Kane drifting out towards the left-hand side. He hasn't had a sight of goal as he attempts to score in a 7th consecutive England international today. Rice, good play from him, gallivanting through the midfield where Chilwell was waiting for it. Chilwell's injudicious lunge once the ball had gone. has given Ukraine a free kick foul on Kvitsov. 1-1. We played an hour, and Saka so close to giving England the lead.
Yeah, magnificent effort by him, and much better by England. 2 forward passes, really, really concise forward passes at that. And then when it arrived at Saka's feet, you move full well. If you weren't going to get a pass away to a teammate, he's coming inside and opening the goal up. And just watching the replay, the goalkeeper got a wonderful, wonderful touch to it to help it onto the crossbar. That, for all intents and purposes, was nestling in the roof of the net.
Well, he scored against Ukraine at Wembley. Bukayo Saka got that hat-trick against North Macedonia. So 4 goals in qualifying already. He's got 11 international goals and still only 22. And only just 22 at that. An hour gone, 1-1. England, you'd have to feel the more likely winners. But work to do. Here's Kane bringing the ball forward. Out towards Saka. Saka stopped his run, let the ball run past his feet before making his way onto it. Ukraine have regained their defensive shape. Haven't got the ball back though. Henderson plays it out for Walker. Light beginning to fall here in southwestern Poland. 1-1 the score with Zinchenko and Walker scoring the goals. 2 players have played together so many times across that defensive line for Manchester City. Declan Rice has got the ball, wearing 4. Now Henderson taking it onto one of the newly laid pieces of turf. There's a large rectangle that goes either side of the goal and comes about 15 yards outside the penalty area at that end. Mark Gurley's got the ball and he's on that fresh bit of turf as well. Henderson fashioning a ball down towards the England left-hand side. Chilwell, the Ukrainian lines back inside their own penalty area now. Declan Rice, good reverse from him. Blues and whistles as England maintain decent possession. Chilwell falls back, but he got it away from Sir Hancock. And out he goes towards the England right via Maguire for Walker to Maddison. Maddison around the edge of the penalty area. Saka back to him on the edge of the box. Saka has it again. Maddison's continued his run. Saka trying to waltz inside, gets a left-footed effort in. Shouts for a handball, I think, against the Ukrainian defender who dived in and blocked the shot. 2 or 3 England players both asked the question of the referee. The play goes on. Obviously the VAR would check it if there was any case to answer. It's Valo Stoyanov who's on VAR duties, the Bulgarian official. I think it will come again. Another phase of play in and around the edge of the Ukrainian penalty area. 1-1 it remains here on TalkSport. Chilwell, Jude Bellingham, scored in his last 6 games for club and country. Maddison's touch lets him down. The loose ball ricochets Rice's way. England have it once more. Henderson, Bellingham. And towards Jordan Henderson again. Henderson controlling it, laying it off to his right-hand side. Bellingham has got Walker for company. Comes back in the midfield. Kane just trying to spoon one over the top. Got the trajectory of that wrong, and it's cleared. Comes back his way. Kane on the edge of the area, and he's dragged the left-footed shot wide. 1-1, 63 gone.
Yep, I think we've come to that stage. Well, looking down at the 2 technical areas, Jim, I think both teams feel as though their teams need refreshing.
Yeah, Foden and Rashford getting ready for England. And Ukraine are going to be making changes as well. At least 2. They made 1 at half-time. Sudakov is down, receiving a bit of treatment for Ukraine. I don't know whether he's going to be one of the players that's going to be forced to come off here. They're going to bring Dovbyk on for Yaremchuk. That's a straight swap up front. Martin Dovbyk, who's the top scorer in the Ukrainian league last season, 24 and 30 he got, which is a really tidy return. And he's now playing his top football in Spain on the back of that. He joined Girona last month. He's scored a goal but yet to start. So he's coming on, and the other change will see Sidorchuk replace Sudakov. A change probably forced by this injury that he's just picked up. So Sergei Sidorchuk, another one of the Dynamo Kiev players, played more than 300 games for him. He's going to come on. England's double change. Rashford and Foden are the players that are going to be coming on. The first player to make way, Jude Bellingham. So Rashford for Bellingham is the first change. Are we expecting Foden for Maddison, or is it going to be Foden for Henderson? It's Maddison. So Henderson stays on, and Maddison and Bellingham are replaced by Foden and Rashford.
Yeah, slight surprise for me that. I thought Hendo might have been one of the players coming off at this stage. Certainly Manchester's finest coming on now, and hopefully there'll be this is the beauty of the England squad. We turn around and say what great options we got. Now it's down to two individuals to make sure there's a change.
This is something that you've talked about quite extensively over the last 2 or 3 years. The strength of an international side being measured by the amount of resources and who you can bring off the bench, and the fact that it is a squad game these days. Ukraine have one possession back though. Mudryk, left-hand side of the area, couldn't do anything with it, and Gurhi sliced his clearance away, hangs his head in disappointment. Ukraine have their first corner. It's 1-1.
Yeah, as you say, that is the modern game this day and age. You know, there's an expectation that people come off the bench and have an impact, and especially when you see when the first 11s are picked on any individual team, you're always saying, well, why isn't he playing, why isn't he playing? You know full well they'll probably come off the bench, those individuals.
England have got 8 back to defend this corner inside the penalty area. The keeper and 3 inside the 6-yard box, 4 more deeper, in it comes, and Kane heads away. Always the free man towards that near post in a position to attack any aerial ball, and he dealt with it very effectively. Puts it out of play for a throw, which will be taken over on the far touchline. We're just shy of the midway stage of this second half. It's Ukraine 1, England 1 here in Wrocław. More domestic action next weekend for you, starting Friday night. A big game in the Championship on TalkSport 2. Southampton and Leicester both on the back of league defeats last weekend, and they meet down in Hampshire on the south coast Friday night. And Saturday, Wolves Liverpool in the Premier League, Manchester United against Brighton on TalkSport 2, and Nottingham Forest against Burnley Monday night on TalkSport. Zankov trying to cross the ball inside the penalty area, which has hit the nearest England player, and Rice is going to be able to clear it. That's come back off Konoplia. That'll be mopped up at the back, effectively enough by Zabani. Gets it back to his goalkeeper. Bushchano made an outstanding save to deny Bukayo Saka England's second goal. Siphons the ball through the midfield very effectively into the path of Sahankov. And now a bit more space in the midfield again. Henderson dropping off. So Zinchenko had all the time in the world to receive it. He's gone back for Sabani. Sabani to Konoplia. Konoplia through the middle, looking at Dovbyk. Dovbyk stretched. Maguire poked it away. Now England will be able to motor forward. It's a good strong run here from Rashford and towards Harry Kane. He's forced Kane a little bit wider than was ideal. He'll pick it up now by the corner flag, and he still has got it. And he's running almost towards the edge of the England technical area where Gareth Southgate stands and applauds. Kane still has it after a little 1-2 with Gurhi. Lay off for Phil Foden. Now to Declan Rice. Now towards Bukayo Saka. The control out of character from him. All goes out of play for a throw to be taken on the Ukrainian left.
Yeah, there'll be certainly an element of frustration in the England technical area. We've made the start that we have in this group to it's the performance probably that will be irritating Gareth the most.
1-1 it remains. Mudryk covering a lot of ground, just ran into traffic and was easily cleared by Rice eventually. Ball goes back for Pickford. Pickford able to clear, right-footed forward through the midfield, chested down easily by Stepanenko. After us, Faker, others will bring you all the post-match reaction from Gareth Southgate, and Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant will take your calls on the full-time phoning here on TalkSport. And Scotland against England coming up next. Adam McCoy's live from Glasgow Monday and Tuesday mornings. Adrian Dunn will host the kick-off special Monday night with Charlie Adam and Danny Mills of Scotland and England respectively. In their time, the game itself from Hamden, Tuesday at 7. Zinchenko bringing it forward. Little layoff to Hancock, and Chilwell mops up at the expense of a corner or a goal kick. This is the referee kept everyone guessing as he tiptoed towards the corner flag. Chilwell certainly claiming that that had taken a little double ricochet and should have been a goal kick, but a corner, I think correctly, is the decision as Sir Hancock will come across the table.
Well, I think we had two officials there that did not have a clue which way it went, and I think eventually looking at the replay I would have aired on an England goal kick, but the crowd influenced that one.
In towards the near post, flying header, didn't quite make contact. Mudryk goes down right on the edge of the box. Fair challenge, England can bring it away. The counter-attack is on. 3 against 4 for a moment. England getting the bodies forward as quickly as they can. Nice reverse ball from Harry Kane. Kane taking it on inside the penalty area. Low skidding cross. Now England get a corner. Ukraine still moaning. Felt that they should have had a free kick right on the edge of the box, if not more. Maybe felt that Mudryk was even on the line when the challenge came in. But it is an England corner which will be taken on the right-hand side, but only after the necessary treatment is administered for the Ukraine man, who's still down injured inside the England penalty area.
Yeah, looked a little bit late on the edge of the box there, but certainly England weren't for stopping and swept up the pitch and managed to force a corner.
So 20 minutes to go. How can England make their dominance count for something more tangible over the next 20 minutes, Stuart?
Well, you're in a situation as we stand at the moment. Your team haven't played well. You know that. You've made your changes and you've put 2 attack-minded players on, albeit took 2 attack-minded players off. You've just got to say to yourself now, it's one of these where you're not sure whether to keep twisting and bust and come away with nothing at all, or say, you know what, it's not been our day today, I'm not going to solve that in the remaining 20 minutes or 15 minutes or so, let's take a point and let's get out of here, and we tick the box over and we've stopped Ukraine getting 3 points.
England will take the corner from the right-hand side. So the Kane's heads, a looping header again from Maguire, but too much loop on it. Bushchan can make a comfortable stop. Maybe having received the treatment is off the field, he'll be allowed back on in a moment. Do I take it from the intonation, the way that you described the scenario England find themselves in, that maybe you'd be tempted to stick here? Looking at the group at large?
The answer is yes. I mean, England have been away and won in Italy. We've beat Ukraine at home. If you want to get out of the group, then to beat Ukraine at home and draw away to Ukraine is not a shabby pair of results. So the answer to your question is yes. At this moment, on what I've seen, on how we've played, I'll take a point and go home now.
Here's Kyle Walker, 18 minutes to go, and it's 1-1 here on TalkSport. Arger here, moving forward over halfway, down towards the England left-hand side for Marcus Rashford. Has now gone 4 years, pretty much, since he last started a qualifier away from home. Sent that cross spiralling behind Bushchan's goal, and a play for a goal kick. Rashford with a great impact coming off the bench. Has scored in each of his last 3 starts for his country. Netted within 50 seconds against Iran in the World Cup after his introduction as a substitute. And cast in that role off the bench again today. Haven't seen too much from him, nor from Foden so far. Foden playing as a 10 in Bellingham's role, in support of Harry Kane up top, Rashford on the left, and he's taken Maddison's position. Kyle Walker has the ball, 73 gone, and it's 1-1. Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce talking through the action at the Tashinsky Arena in Wrocław in Poland. Passionate Ukrainian support here. It's the crowd of 45,000. The nominal hosts have about 90-95% of the crowd. England have got possession inside the centre circle, and Maguire will wake it forward for Declan Rice. Down towards Marcus Rashford now. Another Ukrainian substitution is imminent. Bialski's going to be coming on shortly. It's a slight defensive miscue, and it just spooned off Kvitsov's foot. And Kane's interest was piqued for a moment, but still no chance of being able to get to that before the goalkeeper, who will bowl it out. And Zabani will be able to clear down the right-hand side. 16 to go. 12 pick, doing well, leading the line very effectively. He was back to the direction of play and bringing others into it. Stepanenko laying it wide of Mikolenko, had to run round it and clatter it up the line. Left foot was all he could do. England win the fight ball to get it back. Mikolenko then sends another high up and under forward, and England give it away with a poor defensive header. Carl Walker was the man at fault. And Ukraine are on the front foot again. Konoplia inside the penalty area. Played back towards the edge of the box. Away from the referee, who had to take evasive action for just a moment. Sidorchuk wearing 5. Down to Sahankov wearing 15. And his left-footed ball bounces once inside the centre circle. And just be played forward into England territory again. Well, England have had the lion's share of possession, and long sweeping moves of passes have been a rarity as far as Rebrov's men are concerned, but that was a good passage of play for them, and they will now make a change, and Zinchenko's the man that's going to come off here, and Bialski will come on to replace him. Well, Zinchenko with a goal that meant so much for him and his countrymen when he gave Ukraine the lead 26 minutes in. His number is up, and he's going to be replaced by Vitaly Bialski, who's the joint 4th top scorer in the Ukrainian league last season. Scored in his first 2 league games this season. So he's a more attack-minded midfielder than the man that he's replacing. So Rebrov is going for it. Gareth Southgate maybe showing a tendency to stick here in this situation. Rebrov has to twist, and he's doing exactly that. Bialski for Zinchenko.
Well, it probably tells you that the Ukrainians feel as though this is almost a must-win game for them, you know. And as we were speaking about earlier, I think it's not a shabby point for England, certainly the way we've played.
Well, they got Italy away next. Now, this really is a pivotal week for them in this qualifying group. And North Macedonia, then Malta away, and then a match at home to Italy somewhere before a friendly with the United States. That's how Ukraine's itinerary is lining up. England, of course, go to Scotland on Tuesday. In October, a doubleheader home to Australia on Friday night, the second Friday next month, and then Italy at home, then Malta at home, and North Macedonia away in November. And qualification, you would imagine, will be assured long before the end. Could be assured this week, but only if England win here, and then Italy beat Ukraine on Tuesday, and North Macedonia drop points against either Italy or Malta. So that's what needs to happen for England to get through. 1-1 the scoreline here with 13 minutes to go. Another opportunity for Rashford. Just darted inside away from Konoplia. Couldn't beat the second Ukrainian challenge, which came on in from Bialski. And they'll work it forward through the midfield, but lose it just as quickly. Foden's touch let him down there. Bialski has got good movement. He's got Mudryk coming in from the left-hand side. And Foden's done well to get back goal side of him. He's given a free kick away and has to make sure that his display of dissent isn't too vehement. Picks up the ball in his frustration and now will roll it back out towards the left-hand side. I didn't think he'd done an awful lot wrong there, Phil Foden, but it is a free kick which Ukraine will take a couple of yards in from the left-hand touchline, and an opportunity to swing it forward. The centre-half Zabani has made his way forward from the back. Kvitsov's there as well. Saka the only man in a position of a wall. Foden not too far away from him. Almost the third slip to Saka's wicketkeeper, if you like. And England with a line of 6 defending zonally, 3 yards outside the penalty area. Free kick is worked short. Mudryk's hit it in far too deep. Pickford can catch it, and then we'll bowl it out quickly and try and get England on the front foot. And those in yellow scampering back pretty quickly here. Rice sending it down the left-hand touchline. Rashford, so much pace, but even his fresh legs couldn't quite get into that in time. And it goes out of play for a throw about 3 yards from the Ukrainian corner flag. 11 to go, it's 1-1.
Yeah, Rice just trying to slide one up the wing there. He was so tight to this left-hand touchline that a right foot pass was always going to just edge out of play.
31 goals England have scored in their last 10 games. 11 minutes to get another one here, which may well be worth 2 points. Just a reminder of this group as things stand right now. England 13 from 5, Ukraine 7 from 4, Italy 3 from 2, and they play North Macedonia away later this evening. Maguire for England, for Mark Gurhey into the feet of Ben Chilwell, who's operating in a slightly more advanced role now and slightly more inside than he was before. Rashford holding the width on the England left-hand side, and Chilwell frequently playing an inside left. Rice away from Gurhey, and then ultimately away from Chilwell, who was the target of the ball. Konoplia can clear. England winning it back with Walker, thrashing it forward. High one for Chilwell to control, comes off him, goes out of play for a throw. That'll be taken on the Ukrainian right-hand side. Worth bearing in mind, Ukraine only 2 defeats in 10 games coming into this. England still with time to win a 5th successive game in a row. Walker stopping the latest Mudryk attempt at a counter-attack. Goes back for Bialski in the midfield. Sent to Rivitsov inside his own half. Sidorchuk takes over, finding Zabani on the edge of his own penalty area. Poor ball forward from him. It's a tired one. Rice read it well, came back and intercepted it. Bialski dived in. Rashford rode the challenge but lost the ball. And Stepanenko can bring it forward. And now Mudryk, goal side of Walker, but in a wide position, and he's gone inside the penalty area, and Walker just stayed strong, went shoulder to shoulder with him, edged him out of the way, and Henderson, as the ball goes out of play for a goal kick, immediately came over to congratulate Carl Walker for a piece of defending well done.
Yeah, top quality defending there by Walker once again. That initial burst of pace against a player who's outstandingly quick, and he'll be a loss when he retires from international football and from Manchester City.
Marcus Rashford now for England on the left flank. Time beginning to run out pretty quickly now. Rashford, who's winning his 54th cap tonight. Declan Rice out towards Walker. And just joining us, it was Carl Walker that scored the England equalising goal 4 minutes before half-time. His first for his country. Chilwell to Rashford. Back for Mark Gurhey. Gurhey controlling the ball in his own half of the centre circle. Feathers it forward here for Declan Rice. Rice, 15 outside the penalty area. Lays it to his right-hand side for Walker. Runs for the return pass and gets it. Back he goes for Walker again. Walker to Saka, who had an effort tipped onto the bar in this second half. Saka's lost possession. Ukraine will try and break. They're still inside their own half. It's laid back by Bialski. And now they're playing forward quickly to Sahankov. Sahankov controlling the ball. He's a left-footed right winger coming in off that flank into a central area, trying to link play up. England have got everybody back goal side except for Saka. Dolbik laying the ball down for Sidorchuk. All the momentum of the counter-attack very quickly dissipated, but England have still got work to do to get possession back. 7 to go, 1-1, and your chance to react with Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant at the conclusion of this game on TalkSport. Maguire sends a high ball forward. Kane reading the bat slightly better than Zabani, who then nervously poked it away and almost presented it to Foden. Sahankov's touch a little bit loose, and Declan Rice wins it back right in front of the Ukrainian technical area, and Gurhey will be able to bring it forward to find Maguire. The lights on probably several hundred, maybe a couple of thousand phones now being shown by the Ukrainian fans around 85-90% of this ground. The fans based in the top right-hand corner as we look at the pitch. Rashford, good ball forward from him. Chilwell inside the penalty area. Zabani effects the block. Comes back out for Rashford. Rashford running at Konoplia. Trying to go outside him. And then Konoplia put hands on Rashford's chest. Manchester United man is on the deck. And it's a free kick to England. 7 or 8 yards from the dead ball line. And 2/3 of the way from the left-hand touchline towards the right-hand side, the left-hand side of the penalty area.
Yeah, just looking at the replay of that, it was a strange one, really. It's as though literally what you said, it's just a hand on the chest is floored Marcus Rashford.
And he's still down. So I don't know whether it just took an awkward fall. But looked to be relatively innocuous at first view. The Ukrainian supporters, again, passionate, audible, doing everything they can to get behind their side. But this is a big moment for England. A set piece, chance to get their noses in front with 5 minutes to go. Rashford's back on his feet without the need for treatment. It's a two-man wall. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from Rashford. He clips it towards the far post. Goalkeeper got something on it. That was enough. Got it out of harm's way initially. Rice helps it back in, and it might break on Maguire coming in at the far post, and he's toe-poked it past the goalkeeper. There's been a collision between the pair of them, and it's gone out of play. And Maguire will get back to his feet. The goalkeeper a lot more recalcitrant in doing likewise. Christian's okay as well, and a yellow card is shown to the England man for the challenge. Well, Stuart, I don't know whether you've seen a replay. I can't see replays from where I am. Was that ball there to be won?
I thought so. It would be a miss of Maguire not to go for the ball, which fell between him and the goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper was definite favourite to get there, there's no doubt. I think it's often the reaction of a player. It's the reaction of the goalkeeper to just clutch his leg. I'll tell you what, Maguire's done absolutely nothing wrong there. Incredible. 2 players just went for the ball. The goalkeeper's reaction has ended up getting Maguire booked.
Well, he has a reputation for being something of a disciplinarian, this referee. 4 red cards in his last 7 games, including one to Kiefer Moore. Make a change, and Colin Gallagher has come on to replace Bukayo Saka, so that's England's 3rd change. Gallagher for Saka, 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Now is another collision in the midfield. Sidorchuk and Chilwell. The ball has gone out of play for throw. Those who've seen the replays that better placed than us say that there was very little contact indeed from Harry Maguire. Just reiterating your thoughts, Stuart, that he was unfortunate with a capital U to pick up a yellow card for that.
Yeah, it was a poor decision, but this day and age in football, I think the referee makes decisions on the back of reaction from players rather than what they actually see with their own eyes.
And Chilwell has possession for England, who will bring it forward back into Ukrainian territory. We're about to tick into the 88th minute. Declan Rice sending a long diagonal out towards the right hand side, well brought down by Walker. Walker laying it back. England in the midfield with Henderson, who has got 87 minutes under his belt tonight. Has started 4 of the 5 games his club have played since he moved to Saudi Arabia. Rashford has it now. Rashford coming in off the left flank back for Ben Chilwell. Another Ukrainian substitution, which I think is their last, is going to be made very shortly. We're going to be singing Nazarena for the next break in play. England bring it forward again. Rice, Foden, controlling it neatly with his low centre of gravity and upright running style, always looking around to see what's on. Foden popping the ball off to Henderson. Back it goes to Chilwell. Chilwell out to the England right-hand side. Maguire's got it. Foden will make a run towards the edge of the penalty area. Back is work for Jordan Henderson. Henderson to Chilwell. Rashford in space on the England left-hand side, and he is now played in. Movement comes from Colin Gallagher, but the pass not good enough to pick him out. Ukraine turn it over. Sidorchuk trying to bring it forward quickly. Chilwell can't prevent the ball finding Mudryk. England racing to get back goal side, and the mere presence of Walker was enough to put Mudryk on the deck. There didn't appear to be any contact at all between the pair of them. He stayed down again. Mikhailo Mudryk, well won back there by Kyle Walker, getting England back up the field. Only now does Mudryk get up. Foden receiving the ball on the half turn, trying to drive through a yellow brick wall on the edge of the penalty area. And it's cleared, out of play. The throw that will be taken on the England right. Ukraine will make their change. And we've got 90 seconds of normal time to go, Stu.
Yeah, and Mudryk, I don't know what's actually happened to him. He's crumbled out under his own weight, and he's just signalled to the bench that his race has run, to be honest with you. Whether the bench will actually take notice of that, but he's certainly gone down on the turf. Yeah, he's just looking at a replay of that. He's had enough of the game.
Well, I don't know whether it was going to be his number. Well, I do know now, because it was going to be Stepanenko that was going to come off. It is now Mudryk who will be replaced, and that's Arena coming on. But Stepanenko's number had been plugged into the fourth official's board. He very quickly changed it. 6 for a 10. Mudryk goes off. So, last glimpses of that breathtaking pace have been witnessed tonight. He makes way over on the far touchline as Arena will come on. We've got 20 seconds of normal time to go, and my guess is 4 or 5 minutes of time to be added on after that. It's going to be a throw that will be taken by Ukraine midway inside their own half. 1-1 the scoreline here on TalkSport. Both the goals coming in a 15-minute spell in the first half. Zinchenko for Ukraine, Walker equalising for England. Here's Jordan Pickford. And Pickford will bring the ball forward. Blue and yellow smoke wafts around in the end away to our left-hand side. Here's Conor Gallagher. Gallagher down to the England left-hand side again for Marcus Rashford. Back for Gallagher once more. 4 additional minutes. Rice towards the edge of the penalty area. Walker driving it in far too straight. And immediately his hands go to his head as soon as that ends up in the hands of the goalkeeper. Buchanan knows that was a good opportunity to tease it in the game. And just, I mean, really the way that England have played, Kane hasn't had an opportunity tonight.
No, he hasn't. And probably what I would say is 3 of the subs that have come off, Jim, are the ones that we were quite excited about that could have made the difference. You know, Bellamy, Bellingham, Saka and Maddison, and none of the 3 really made the difference while they were on, and I think that's probably stopped the supply line to Kane.
Now Rashford getting the ball and turning and losing it. Sidorchuk can bring it 10 yards further forward. He too lost it, but was able to remedy the situation. Sahankov's given it away. Rashford picking it up, driving forward this time, square to his right hand side for Harry Kane. Time fast running out for him if he's to be the first England player ever to score in 7 successive games for his country. Ball goes down towards the England right. Comes back for Foden. Foden through the midfield for Chilwell. Towards the edge of the penalty area. England able to bring it forward again. Rashford takes over. Rashford clipping it in. It's a defensive header that will loop up and go into the hands of the goalkeeper. And Ukraine have been able to get another phase of England play successfully out of harm's way. 2.5 to go. It's 1-1 and it's petering out towards a draw.
It certainly is. As I say, in time gone by, sometimes if you don't play well, you take what you can, and England are taking a point. And on the performance, Jim, I don't think it's a bad point. I really don't. You know, we've won 4 games coming to this juncture of the group, and another point, and it keeps Ukraine away from us still. Ukraine and Italy will probably, potentially, might take points off each other.
Yeah, just to reiterate, but if it stays like this, England will be 6 points clear of Ukraine at the top of the group. Ukraine have a game in hand. They've got to play Italy twice. England have only got to play them once. And England of the 4 most difficult games in this group will only have 1 remaining with 5 matches left. Ukraine get it forward. Should be easy for Walker to just cushion a header back for Pickford. Had to scramble for a moment to get to his right hand side, stop it going out of play for a corner, but he managed that, and Pickford will bring it out of the penalty area. 1-1 the scoreline. And Ben Chilwell will be able to bring it forward down the England left hand side. Rashford straight back to him. Now Declan Rice. Rice working it forward over the halfway line where Walker's waiting. Walker, 4 from him. Henderson, Foden taking over. Back from Rice. Now down towards Ben Chilwell. 20 yards outside the penalty area. England making good ground here. Gallagher, blonde-haired Chelsea man, losing out as he just got on the end of a Rashford ball and tried to go round Konoplia. He goes out of play for a throw. England in a hurry to take it quickly. Gurhey acting as the ball boy. But England will take a throw much further upfield than where the ball went out of play. Rashford finding Gallagher. Gallagher with a right-footed shot that hit the nearest Ukrainian defender, who was able to effect the block. Vitsov it was that got in the way. Ukraine cleared a halfway, and England will come again. Barely time now for one last attempt. 1-1 to score. Maguire inside the centre circle. 4 for Conor Gallagher. Gallagher towards the Edge of the penalty area for Phil Foden. Left-footed ball clicked in from Foden. Chilwell was waiting, it never got there. It's headed out of play, and England have a late corner, but there's no time to take it. And the positive result that Ukraine garner with the full-time whistle is greeted with huge admiration from those decked in yellow and blue around the stadium here in Wrocław. A disappointing night for England in terms of the level of performance. No getting away from that. A little bit too pragmatic. Chances few and far between. It's not a display that will live long in the memory at all. But in the bigger picture, in terms of the group, it is a point closer to qualification in one of the more difficult matches that England face on the itinerary. They will play much better than this, but it is a positive result, and they retain a 6-point lead at the top of the group. It's finished. Ukraine 1, England 1.